Welcome to the Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Insightful and witty commentary, probing interviews, and detours from the beaten path.
Every once in a while, we have to bring out the big dog.
Yeah.
Oh, God help us. It's time for Danny Unleashed. Sponsored by Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. Go to eastonroofing.com for more.
Joe Spiker and his great team are out of this world. Easton Roofing, the only folks that I'll let up on my roof. They did a phenomenal job for me. Did a great job for my mom. Did a great job for my in-laws as well. That's right, up on my father-in-law's house, my brother-in-law's house. Easton Roofing, the only folks I would ever recommend when it comes to your roof estimates. They're always free. No payment is collected until you're 100% satisfied. Easton Roofing is the best when it comes to residential and commercial. We've had a lot of storms blowing through, so there's a lot of roofs that are maybe banged up, kind of nicked up, that when the water starts freezing, you're going to have some big problems. Go ahead and take advantage of those free estimates. Find out if you've got some problems right now. If you got an older roof or it just doesn't look quite right, like I said, commercial, residential, it's Easton Roofing, 913-257-5426. They're online at eastonroofing.com. We're live today at CBD American Shaman, where you can get a free trial of their new plant-based advanced alkaloids when you mention 810. That's basically about a $10 value if you're looking for elevated mood, increased energy, a sense of calm, plus advanced cognitive function. Talk to one of the educated team members at CBD American Shaman about which products are best for you. They've got products that can help all of those things. And remember, all their products are completely legal in both Kansas and Missouri, and today only get 30% off all CBD American Shaman products. CBD American Shaman is the trusted name in full-spectrum cannabidiol. We just talked to Vince Sanders, the founder of CBD American Shaman, and very excited about all their new products, including those advanced alkaloids. So come on in, ask questions. You've got questions, they've got answers. They're great staff. I'll be happy to educate you on any one of their great products. CBD American Shaman also offers great pet treats as well. For locations, any questions, CBDAmericanShaman.com. Shaman is SHAMAN if you are spelling challenged like I am. CBDAmericanShaman.com. We're here at the location in Overland Park, 10069 West 87th. It's about a quarter mile east of 69 Highway, and we're joined now by the great Danny Clinkscale. Danny, how are you?
I'm doing well, Seren. It's my third scratchy throat of the summer. I don't get it. It's a world record for me. But
you told me you never get sick.
I know. And my wife is like super concerned because she's been with me for 24 years, and she's like, I've never seen this happen to you. What's going on? So I feel fine, but I sound like this. So.
Yeah, I actually think you sound better. You've got a nice.
Hi there.
Yeah, you do some.
I'm gonna keep it right down here, except it'll probably go away if I try to do that.
Yeah.
It's night DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Jazz DJ going on. How about those Royal Seren?
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
You don't try that on the wife?
We're going to come back with a little Chet Baker.
Yeah, that's right.
Very wise.
Miles Davis on the way here on
You haven't tried a
KJZZ.
You haven't tried a Hey Baby?
I've been a disc jockey before, but I've never tried Hey Baby.
No?
No.
Okay.
You haven't gone very wide on us?
You might want to deliver it better than you just did.
Hey, baby.
There you go. That's much better. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Smooth.
Yeah, there you go. That is smooth.
I got a date once after just talking to somebody on the phone.
By the way, can we pull that and just stop it at I got a date once? Got it. Just have that part. That would be great.
Did the date you got on the phone start with a 1-900 number?
Yeah.
No, it was a friend's sister, and he put me on the phone, and I talked to her for a few minutes, and she had no idea what I was like in any way.
Oh, that's the key.
And she was intrigued, I guess, by the Hey Baby.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was it.
Yeah. All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
And you, Danny, you were telling me you not only are here, but are a customer as well of CBD American.
Yeah, this is. I discovered CBD American Shaman because my wife, probably 7 or 8 years ago, had a recital. It was on a Sunday. She was going to sing.
Danny's wife is a classically trained opera singer, for those that don't know.
So she was going to do a recital, and she woke up in the morning, and she had this horrendous migraine. And she was trying to, she took this, she took that. And it gets to be about noon, and the recital is at, say, 4 o'clock. So she calls her accompanist, the pianist, and says, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I'm nauseous. I have this migraine. I think it's a no-go. And so the friend said, is there an American Shaman near you? And it had just opened up on Shawnee Mission Parkway.
Okay.
So I knew it was there. She says, go over there, buy the 500 milligram topical cream, and put it behind your ears and on your temples. And she did that, and she did the recital. Her migraine went away.
Wow.
So I have used it for pain through the years. I use it on my back a little bit. My back's better now, so I don't have to use it as much. But my wife swears by it. She still gets a variety of maladies, and she always has a jar. And, in fact, she was like, hey, you're going to be at CBD American Shaman today. Maybe you could pick something up. And they were nice enough to hook me up. So, yes, it's great. It's a great product. This cream you can put anywhere on your knee, on your back, and it is kind of amazing. And I had a really bad back several years ago, and through a combination of things, stretching exercises, started going to the chiropractor, but that was only working to a certain point. And then when I added the CBD to it, that combination, my back got better. And I'm under no obligation to say nice things.
Yes.
Except I'm sitting here, but I almost hit one of those dogs out there.
They are, first of all,
the dogs are driving go-karts.
Yes, they're driving mini Lamborghinis.
Right.
Do you see Travis and Taylor right there?
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping in the red
they're
Lamborghini?
Quiet.
Yeah.
Well, the person, I'm pulling in, and the lady was doing the remote car. First of all, I thought the dog was actually driving it because I didn't see the woman. So I'm like, this dog just cut me off. The dog cut me off in the parking lot. So this dog's, if for no other reason than you just want to watch dogs drive go-karts,
yes,
come out here.
Yeah, it is.
It'd be great.
It's great. They got a little tent out front. It's basically the KC Frenchie Club, French Bulldogs. We've got some pugs here, too. They're a close cousin of the pug, if you're wondering what a French bulldog looks like. They are adorable dogs. Then we have a beautiful, I'm going to say, husky, Malamute? Alaskan husky here as well. So a lot of great pet products as well here.
Yes, calming the dogs down. And if those two dogs right there, if that dog right there is any example, he is down for the count.
Yeah, he's out.
He's got his Chiefs jersey on. He's sitting in his red Chiefs Lamborghini.
Yeah. He's good to go.
And he looks good.
Yeah, he's happy. Danny, were you happy with what you saw out of the Chiefs last night?
Seren, this is the kind of dedication I bring to this project.
You watched every minute of that.
DirecTV streaming does not have 38 The Spot.
Oh, really?
It does not.
See, I've got the old...
Neither does YouTube TV, and so the people have been furious.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, if you're dying to see the game, you could probably, you could go and buy a little antenna or whatever.
Or go to a restaurant.
So, but I wasn't going to do that. But I did work out this morning, and then they re-showed it on NFL Network. So I did watch. I had some good golf to watch and some other things. I said, you know what, let's watch this game. I listened to it and saw all the reports, but I said, let's just hunker down for some football here.
I love it. I love it. So
I did. They look terrible. They're winless.
I agree.
The team stinks. They're winless. There's no future for this squad. All the areas that, let's face it, this team is going to rise and fall on the people that they're paying
gobs
to
of
be
money.
at the top, top paid person at their position. And if those guys all stay healthy, from Creed Humphrey to Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce and so on, then the Chiefs are going to be fine. But the Chiefs have been relatively fortunate in this run, I would say, in general standards with health. They've had injuries just like any football team, but I don't think they've ever been ravaged, Charger-like.
Right.
So if this is a season where that happens, you have to be a little concerned because they wanted some cornerbacks to step up. They were dreadful last night.
I agree. And I'm with you. I do think that they've had a pretty good kiss from the health fairy. And but I also think when that happens year after year after year, you're doing something right. Right? Part of how you get there is you're doing something right. And I think the Andy Reid tough training camp is a real thing. He actually has this team more ready to go than other teams. Like when it happens year after year after year, it's not a coincidence. Like the Chargers training plan sucks. Every year they're hurt. There's clearly something wrong in how they go about doing things. Either the people they select, like I'm going to take, because I think that's part of it, because, you know, I bring this up and I hope he's suddenly healthy and, you know, goes on to have a all-pro career. But Lucas Niang, when they drafted him, I know a couple of people that are scouts of other teams, and so I always call them to get the outsider's view of what the Chiefs draft looks like. And as I said, well, what's the story on Lucas Niang? Not on our board. Took him off. Chronic hip injury. Couldn't stay healthy at TCU. TCU's coaching staff couldn't wait to get rid of him. And so I'm like, oh, okay, let me file that away. Well, that's kind of been what he is. And so I think that's an example. Like, you have to identify if guys, he doesn't even play that much and he's hurt a lot, right? Well, that's who he was. So if you think, oh, and I'm sure there are guys that have been hurt all through their college career, and it's just like, well, they had a bad stretch and now they get healthy and you got a diamond in the rough. So I think part of it is that, but I think also part of it is Andy Reid's camp gets guys ready to play football.
It would seem so. You know, in instance after instance, whatever they do seems to be right. And this has gone on for a long time now. This regime hasn't been in place for 2 years. It's been in place for 12 years. So while the players in the player poll aren't happy with some of the things that go on with the Chiefs as far as medical treatment and training and things like that, it certainly has worked.
Well, Chris Jones lit up anybody who, you know, graded down the training staff. I mean, it was like, what was it, Curtis, about 3-4 weeks ago when he was at the podium. I mean, he dropped an F-bomb. We had it live on the radio because we were running the press conference. He's like, blank them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he wasn't just kind of like, I think that's a little uncalled for. I think it's a little weak. You know, no, blank them. And so I think there is, and I've heard that. I mean, listen, I take it with a grain of salt. I mean, Chris Jones is also making $35 million a year, so
he's not going to say anything bad about the organization.
I don't think so. I mean, he has when he's wanted his money,
right?
But so I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But you know, the vibe that I get, not the vibe, but the message I get from people in the organization is the guys who are upset are the guys down at the bottom of the roster, and they're upset about everything. It's like, okay. I mean, I don't think it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say
I don't either. I mean, there's some of the things were silly.
Yeah.
You know, that are easily rectified. Maybe they don't want to create a soft environment, but, you know, just little things like, you know, having a better training table.
Yes.
Or having a better locker.
Wow.
You know, yeah.
You know who we blame about that.
I get the feeling they don't want it to be cushy.
Right.
I agree with that. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think there's probably teams that do it another way that have had good health. But the Chiefs can't argue with that. But the point in this is the depth versus depth. The Chiefs have been awful in the preseason. Now, maybe it may well not matter. The most important thing are the guys who are making big money and are not fighting for jobs. But last night, if you cared, and apparently a lot of fans did because the Chiefs had thousands of fans at that game. I was like, you know what? I'm going to say it because that's what I thought. I'm like, what are these people doing? I hope they live in Chicago. If somebody made a trip. Now, if a Chiefs preseason game was part of a long weekend in Chicago, it's a wonderful town, fine. But if the bellwether of your trip was the third preseason game, God bless you. When
I had paid for the tickets, I would go. Right, I would go ahead and go. So I think if you're a season ticket holder and you bought the tickets, yeah, if you can give them away, great. I also think if you have children, small children, number one, it's not quite the tailgating affair and the drunk tank that it can be during regular seasons. And little kids don't know the difference between a preseason game and a regular season game. So I think it's a great financial opportunity. Like, call up tickets for less. They're obviously way cheaper. Get some tickets. Take the little kids there. I think that's a great idea. But I'm with you. I mean,
this game is in Chicago. For home games, I think it's a great family opportunity.
Yeah.
I think preseason games, that's what.
But I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, that's